You've built something real, you have clients, revenue, and a reputation, and by most people's definition, you've made it. And yet, how many times this week did you say yes when you actually meant to say no? How many times did you undercharge or overdeliver or let go of a boundary because you were afraid of how someone else would react? You haven't outgrown people-pleasing. You've just got better at hiding it. And it's put a ceiling on everything you're trying to build next. People-pleasing isn't just an energy drain, it's actually a revenue leak. It's actually costing you money. Nobody's talking about that, so I'm going to change that now. Here's the thing about people-pleasing at this stage of the game. It doesn't look like it used to. You're not the pushover in the room. You're not the one who can't say no. You've done enough work to know better than that. But it shows up differently when you've already built success. It looks like discounting your fees before a single person has even pushed back. It looks like staying in a client relationship that stopped feeling right 6 months ago, but leaving feels like failure or letting someone down. It looks like knowing exactly what you should charge and what you should say and what decision needs to be made, but you still pull back at the last second anyway. It's the leader who over-explains every decision to their team because deep down, you're still seeking approval from the people who you're supposed to be leading. So the behavior is more subtle, but the cost is not. People-pleasing at its core is a self-worth issue that's dressed up as generosity. So let me show you exactly where this shows up in your business and how much it costs you, even at a higher level. First, caps your rates. Not because the market won't bear higher fees, but because every time you get close to raising them, something inside you hesitates. You tell yourself it's about timing, positioning, maybe the economy. But if you're honest, it's about whether you believe the new number without needing someone else to validate it first. That's an enoughness problem, and it drains your revenue, your energy, and over time, you actually build resentment. Second, and this is the one that I see the most often, is it keeps you in misaligned client relationships longer than you should be. You already know which clients cost you more than they pay you. In energy, in time, in constant management of their expectations. But you keep them because letting go of them feels like loss. This isn't a business decision, it's a worth decision. I once worked with this real estate agent. She's successful, crushing her goals. Now, she had a buyer client that she'd been supporting for years, and he still hadn't bought anything. And even though she no longer needed the commission the way she once did when they first started working together, she still couldn't let go. She felt like she'd earned that commission because of all of the time that she put in. That commission that never actually paid her. So when she finally called it off, and not a come back when you're ready, but like a complete cut, she actually referred him to someone else. And within a week, she attracted 2 selling clients who were completely aligned and valued her time, valued her energy. It was like magic. Because one of the most freeing things you can do in your business is let go of the things that no longer serve you and make space for the things that do. Third, and nobody talks about this, but it limits the way you lead. People pleasing at this level looks like consensus seeking when clarity is what you actually need the most. It's like shrinking your conviction so that the room stays comfortable. And over time, that erodes both your authority and your results. You've done the hard work to get here. People pleasing is the tax that you keep paying on success that you've already earned. It's not keeping you safe, it's keeping you small. So here's what I've found working with high-performing business owners and leaders, and it surprises most people every time. The ones who are most accomplished are often the most susceptible to this because high achievers learned early that performance earns approval. Results keep people happy. That if you just do enough, deliver enough, and accommodate enough, you stay safe. That wiring doesn't disappear when you hit your revenue goals, it actually gets more sophisticated. So the question isn't whether you know better, the question is why? When you know better, do you still do it? So it's not a strategy gap. It's not even a confidence issue that you can think your way out of. This is a deep pattern and one that lives below your level of logic. It is the single biggest invisible ceiling that I see on otherwise brilliant, accomplished people. The next level of your business isn't behind a better system or a smarter offer. It's behind the version of you who has stopped outsourcing your own authority. The work isn't just to stop people pleasing, it's to become someone who doesn't feel like you need to. Here's where to start. I want you to identify one place in your business where you're managing someone else's reaction instead of making the right call, the call that you want to make. One place where you're tolerating something that you no longer want to tolerate just to keep the peace. One, it could be a rate conversation you've been postponing, maybe a client boundary that you keep avoiding. It's a decision that you've already made, but you keep re-explaining yourself over and over, waiting for the room to agree. Name it and then ask yourself this: if I didn't need this person's approval, what would I actually do here? The question will show you exactly where people pleasing is running the show. And once you can see it, you have a choice. This is where the work begins. It's in the decision to stop letting approval drive your business strategy. So get curious about where this shows up for you. Ask yourself, am I making this decision from my values or in fear of someone else's reaction? You don't have to be aggressive. You just need to be honest with them, but most importantly, be honest with yourself. This is what embodying your self-worth actually looks like in practice. And guess what? The revenue follows. If this landed and you recognized yourself or someone else in here, I want you to watch this next video on your invisible ceiling. And this is where I go deeper on how worthiness is driving the patterns underneath your business results. I've also linked in the description my exact formula for overcoming self-sabotage, including people pleasing.